We also got these in the mail. Okay. It's gonna be like that. Thumbnail. We got this one here. Okay. See how this is different? This little is different, but the mount is right here. The mount is right here. All these different things are brackets. And maybe there's something inside of it too. I don't know. We'll take a look at the old one. So the mount is right here, basically. See that? Squishy, squishy. This is the mount. You can tell. Everything else is the damn bracket. Alright, so I was just driving this car like 10-15 minutes ago. It's hot. Granted, I could sit here and do the ooh, and take out this, the whole box. Take a look in there and see what the box look like. Get some mass airflow spray, spray that off. Go on the throttle body, see what that looks like, spray that off. What else? I'm happy to see that I don't have to keep buying belts. It's dry. If it's dry, it should last. Continental belt. And the last one was a Continental. And because the power steering was leaking from underneath, it probably had like stress cracks and it burst when it gets hot. It burst a little bit by little and it was leaking here, splashing onto that, splashing up here, all the way back there, splashing up there. Obviously getting all up under here, all over the lines, all on the frame, and everywhere. So now it looked like it's a little bit more tame because I'm pretty sure first place this is going to start splashing is all back up in there. So I'm glad to see that it's tame now. Motor mount looks how it looks. That one down there, I'm genuinely pissed off. As you can see, it looked like the old one, and it's new. Less than 4 weeks old. Less than 4 weeks old, and it looks like that. Okay. As for our hard line for the power steering, it did not go all the way in flush, but it did not leak, and the level is the same. Sometimes even when you put it up at cold level, it pushes fluid past the cap, and sometimes you'll find some fluid on the bottle and be thinking like, where is this leak? It's not a leak, it's just pressure and air bubbles and everything pushing it past the cap. That thing, no matter if you buy 2 or 3 caps, it sucks. It sucks. Every time I put this thing in drive, you turn your steering wheel like you parking and stuff. You let off on the brake and you go backwards, you can hear it. So, in other news, took the battery out. This battery tray insert is like 2 little hooks, C-hooks. They don't close all the way around. One right there, one on this one. And I guess they kind of like sandwich that and just tug it off. And I can take it out, dust it out, see what's underneath. Underneath we have, battery tray bracket. This here clip onto this. I guess it helps hold this for whatever reason. Alright, so now we're looking at the battery tray. We got 1 and 2. And they look like 12s. And from this vantage point, I really can't see much. Except that. I can't see much. Let me see, what if you push the tab, and oh, you can pull it off the metal. As we start with our 12s. La 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 la. Yeah, that one's 12 also. You might have to get a wire brush and just clean off the edges and tap that onto it. Also, as you can see, like, since we're taking this out, like, trying to take all this together, I mean, you could just pop this out here, whichever side you want. Why? This, you'll pull it off of there. Of course, Hitachi. See that? Hitachi. Hitachi. Alright, so I didn't have to do nothing with that. I could just shimmy it and pull it off. Shimmy it, pull it off. Might be a little tight. Shimmy it, pull it off. Back it away. Unclip, pull away. Now I'm free down here from only one point. Only 1 point is free for this battery tray. There's 2 bolts down there. Connects right here. And even with that, it's not swinging out. So boom, onto this now. I got this mostly holding it right there. And guess what? 12, 12, 10. Alright, I got that one out. It's gonna be that one right there. The other 2 12s are right here. I unbolted this, but it's all spinning together. So let's see what happens. It's all spinning together. Who cares? Come on. Come on. There you go. Can I see more under there? Yeah. Does it look like a gaping hole? Yeah. It looks like this section right here is all missing. I can see my ground strap, which is pretty oxidized. You know I'm gonna get on that. You know I'm gonna get on that as soon as I get it out. So boom. The bracket underneath, like this is a sandwich, right? Okay, boom. So essentially you're putting it in like this, alright? Upside down, sir. Like that. Now, if you was to start with just this mount, you would have to support and jack up your transmission with a piece of wood ever so slightly to relieve the stress on the transmission. And then you would take out boom, boom, and boom. And then of course you gotta get the bolts that hold this to the car. Yep, it's 14. So, got my leverage pipe there. Stand buck. There we go. Ooh, got some torque on it. Oh my gosh, that one twisted so easy. So I'll just crack it loose and I'll leave it alone. I mean, it looks oxidized to hell, but you know, something's better than nothing. Motherfucker. You know where my knuckles just hit. But did I save it? No. It just jumped this. Oh, actually I'm loosened. Alright, cool. Woo woo woo. Let's get it off. Alright. If you got a 19 and you got like this, you can just zip them right off after using leverage pipe. Yeah. We're back. Now, y'all will be looking here. And I can see a little bit of nothing. The mountain's still there. All the rubber is still there, so it ain't that one. And I can see that has some cracking towards the bottom of it. The mount. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. But as you can see, this one here bolts right up to the trans. This one in the back has a little cushion to it for itself. It sits on the trans and it bolts up to the trans. And there are 4 bolts supposedly. Go up underneath. Turning camera. So underneath this, here goes your control arm, driver's side control arm. Going inboard, you got 4 bolts. Fasten this mount down. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's stay on topic here. Let's start with the inboard stuff and work our way outboard. So, here we go. Take the nuts off of these mounts from the bottom. Support the transmission. Okay? Then, when you have a supported block of wood, Then you could like zip those other ones off that have this the sandwich bolts. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. And then you could proceed to jack up the transmission ever so slightly to release the tension. Pull the mount out, put a new one in, bada boom. And don't forget, we still gotta do the top as well. So guess what, family? Guess what size these sandwich bolts are? 14. See what I got it at? See that, man? 14 here, 14 here. So basically you got 2 per up here, 14 right there, and a 14 and down like that. Coming underneath here on the power side with half inch size and a deep socket 14. Get what side these is. Get what side these is. Go on and guess. See how I go all the way up in there? 14. The second one. 14. The third one. 14. And the fourth one. All the way up through there too. 14. I'm tired of looking at this. I'll just take it off right now. Take it off. It's a 10. See that? It no work, my friend. The head of this keeps saying that. So, okay, so with my gooseneck at 10, gooseneck 10, I was able to unloosen this mostly on the other side, coming from the rear, and loosen it back. The top one is like finger tight. I'm trying to get this one finger tight so I can spin it out all the way. And you can see there's like a little tab. I guess it sits down on that tab. It faces a certain way and it sits down. Alright. Maybe it's supposed to go like that. Yeah. There's a tab here too, and it's in the front, into the frame. Alright, cool. So that's the one in the frame is more, I guess it doesn't get too much direct heat. It gets frame heat, but it gets cooled by the end fender wheel well, I should say. So it's not really gonna be too loose. So you gotta keep working with it. You gotta keep working with it. You gotta show her you wanna be her sugar daddy. Oh yeah. Alright, now it's binding up again. There we go. Get your ass out there. Tired of talking to you. This bolt has this little washer on it. Okay. That wasn't me, that was my gloves fart. Glove farts. This one here, it looked like somebody tried to scratch it up a little bit. I'll do it right. This one's cleaner. This one has no bolts, no washer. And then now, just lift that up, get some sandpaper on that, and see what I could initially do. Alright, and just like that, using sandpaper like 800 grit, even 400 grit, 450 and all that. Function over form. Function over looks. So I'm sanding it down. I'll put some penetrating catalyst in that hole. I'll put some on a bolt and run them back down. Wherever the brush doesn't shine, that's where, sandpaper does work. So this 220 grit, fine. Shoot, sure did fine too. I'm liking it. Looks like the same thing each side. So this is trans side, this is the firewall side. So okay, alright. Whatever. Now I admit that was a little excessive, but that's okay. More contact metal. Whatever. I could use an angle grinder on it, but I don't want to mess it up. I'm just trying to preserve what is left, but I'm going to be ordering at least this. Order another one for that side, and of course over there at the that frame part right there that goes to this engine mount. That one's hanging on by its last thread. It's holding on by like, you know, it's holding on by like maybe one strand, so I can't even trust that thing. I'm gonna try to put the same setup right here as over here. Put it on over there. See how I have the washer underneath the stock washer there. So most of it will contact where it can, transfer it up, and then boom. Okay, so boom, that's where we're at. One washer here, underneath, one washer there, underneath. Everything's tight and it's wrapped. I backed out this halfway, backed out that, but put it back down. Make sure my impact can do something with that, and it can. Of course, might have to back that out. Okay. This battery tray now, I think it's like hooked in there somehow, because I'm not seeing nowhere else where this thing is like, you know, unless it's underneath on the firewall itself. Alright, so I got this on the pinch well. I got that for redundancy. I can't fit that in here. I got some penetrating oil for the bolts when they go back in, just to coat them. I have service jack with some wood underneath the casing, not the pan. Underneath the casing, not the pan. And I have that underneath the casing, not over here by the pan. So I'm going to see if I can jack this up, but I'm gonna undo all these 14s from this side and see what's up. What's up? So these two bolts came from that mount, and with the transmission slightly jacked up, this like maybe a centimeter or two, it makes it easier to come out. On this side is a long bolt that goes into the first one. The second one behind it, it's really you need some flex joints or a wobble socket to access it through, coming through like this. That one is like long. See? So I gotta find a flex head for that flex joint. Alright, I'm tired of playing. I got me a 1/2-inch drive with the flex joint on it. I'm tired. Yeah, no. Look at this. Look at this. You wanna see how tall this thing is? Look. Look how far it's going. Good. Okay, just for that one damn 14. From the rear, you can actually access these bolts underneath your axle. Boom, like that. I got a little extension, 1/2-inch drive, crown socket, deep socket 14, the flex joint, and then this thing. Alright, let's get to it. Got my breaker bar, let's go. Finally got it out. And the last one is a short one. The third one, the inside one, is a long one. That's how I had to do it, because it was getting tough. Now I gotta get those fasteners out from underneath, then I can swap these, then mess with the top. Finally got it out. And the last one is a short one. The third one, the inside one, is a long one. That's how I had to do it, because it was getting tough. Now I gotta get those fasteners out from underneath, then I can swap these, then mess with the top. It's overkill with these threads just to get the half-ish size fastener out. Oh. I got movement. Take that shit out. Stop playing with it. Who cares? Well, this is just a damn sandwich bracket. Look at that. The longer one goes in the middle. Stick it in here, whatever. There you go. Know which side goes back. It comes down, it swoops. See that? Come down and it swoops. So I can put the bolts in here and just put it to the side too. Now we can actually look down in here and see what the hell needs to be seen. I don't see anything, bro. I really don't see anything. But then again, maybe I wouldn't see anything except for the hairline, spider vein, hairline, dry crack, dry rots. Obviously you got bolts coming in underneath, and there should be about 3 of them. Stupidest thing in the world, bro. You could have made one whole mount hold this whole damn transmission by one ear. One damn ear. Even if it's 2 mounts from on top. But no. We gotta be different. Alright, cool. I got my extendo with a 12 for a bolt that's directly on the firewall. I mean the frame. Check out those fans, boy. They Denso, boy. Yeah. Got the Denso fan. And don't be such a fan. Seemed like with the securement and the anti-theft era, just going crazy with bolts and stuff, you know? Ooh, we're getting movement. So, there are 2 bolts on the frame, like towards the bottom where it bolts into. And boy, you have to come in with 2 hands and try to... This one is not too bad. That one over there, that's a sucker. Underneath the car, looking over at your firewall. Well, the mount, the frame. Alright, after much wriggling around, this battery tray bracket finally came off, and I was able to access it through the top. Just trying to get something onto the head of these bolts just to back them out. And now, as you can see, that's how it sits against the frame. They just shoot down like that. Alright, so have this oriented like this. I'm taking them out in order. This one right here was first. It's short with the sleeve at the top. Well, actually it's mid-length with a sleeve at the top. This other one is shorter than that, where the threads go all the way up, and it has reduced sleeve on the bottom. Now, because of its configuration, I was able to use a socket on the first one. The second one, which is at the bottom of this, that one right there, I had to use the gooseneck 14 in the rear one. As you can see, this is gonna be fun. You can use a shallow socket to get to the first 2 bolts, or you might need a gooseneck or a flat box-end wrench. But as you can see, I mean, I had to put it on backwards, but it worked. Crack it free, you turn it a couple of times, and it becomes finger tight. Yep, this will be a case of that. Look at that, you just swing that shit up. Fucking fuck up me. Don't know what the hell this is. And you can work on it from this side too. Yeah, get your little happy ass up top. I don't understand why they couldn't make that like a bottomless portion, just like the battery tray bracket, and just let it sit snug. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just pull it up as soon as you unloosen it. There's so many ways you could just fasten stuff. I guess they think that's gonna jump around. But look at this. See what I'm talking about? Being able to swing the mount makes it better, and then you could drop the transmission back down to its normal height to get that bolt all the way out without issues. Alright, to get this one out, this top one out, you have to let the jack back down to its own natural level. So if you got 2 jacks, scissor jack, service jack, wind them both down till there's no tension on the jack, and then this will come out. So I'm gonna pre-put these in here. Okay, that's in the front with a slight sleeve at the top. This one's in the middle, very short, bald ended, and then tapered one at the end too. Well, they almost kind of look the same. Alright, so I'll mess with the bottom first, and then I'll come back up here and put this top mount on. So right now it's free. I can jack it back up as high as possible with the wood, and put the ones underneath on. Set them in place. Okay. Now this thing jacked up all the way up, taking up a whole bunch of slack. You can bend it to the side and pull it out. That's gonna be the first one in the front. This is the final one that corresponds with that. There you go. It's turning the right way. Boom, there you go. That's gonna be the front. See the mountain hole? Boom, and boom. Fish it back in there. Fish it back in there. You have to tilt it. Try to get that front lug in there first. Or just shimmy y'all this thing in there. Uh-oh. Oh, we're in. See how this thing bounces around? The second one, pull she out. Bend it to you. Remember, there's rubber there. You can bend it. Take it out. Oh my gosh. What happened to that sleeve in there? There's a lot of gunk in there. Okay, took it out like this. This is going to be in the front on the second one. This little tapestry there. So there you go. The mountain holes are in the back. Well, those two. And those are the bolt holes. Okay, boom. Put the front one first because it's canted. And then the back one. Okay. You put the front one in there first because that thread is canted forward. And then the other one. So you're gonna leave it to where the transmission will not bind it when it comes back down. Just in case. Me don't want this thing for crap, boy. So I ran those down with the impact, snug them up. Now, this one in the middle, the long one, is such a pain because maybe the new mount is pre-bent a certain way. The other one is all galled up with some of the threads, but it's going in. So in the midst of that, in case I can't get that one to be just, it has to be just right, just center. It can't be canted anyway. So for now, I'm just running all these fasteners underneath, all 4 of them, and then I will just get cracking at the top and start putting things back in case, you know, I can't get that one back in. I mean, I'm gonna have to take the thing and bend it, which I'm trying to just think about. So that one has to go in a little bit more, but for the most part, putting some penetrating oil and just snug these up before torquing them down. Let me get the top done too. Time management. When bolts get on your nerves, do other stuff. Clean, prep, think about it in the long run, maybe tomorrow. It's a part, scan barcode on the damn transmission. Where is the VIN plaque? I'm pretty sure it's probably on like a rear ear or something of the trans or somewhere. Oh, there's an engine plaque too. I don't know what the hell is that. Nissan language. Nissan does that. I don't know about Honda. Yeah, so I'm here now. I'm about to wiggle this, mount this back down and start with, you know, start with this one back here, then this one, then that one. Alright, so I did the flip up method. Got this one, I mean, finger tight going in, so that's not bad. I got the middle one going in. You understand it's getting dark out here. It's time, man, it's time. Okay, and the last one. I'm gonna snug this all up, try to get all this on top bolted back up, then I'll worry about the bottom another time. I'll just torque it. Torque my fasteners. 33 foot-pounds for most of these damn things. Trans stuff. Alright. Let me loosen the tension on one of them. So that way I can get this one in started. There you go. Bomba clap. Yeah, it's catching. It's catchy. Remember, you still might need the jack. Jack it up to the mount. Put your sandwich plate back on the top. And then, oh, lo and behold, the battery tray. Which, to be honest with you, I'd rather just take this one all the way out. Or push it. Or just leave this one loose and just deal with this one. Because it's more accessible. I don't like that other one. Alright, so I got all that squared away as much as possible. So I'm putting the sandwich plate on. I know you're thinking, like, what goes in the middle of the third sandwich bolt? That's why I put all these 3 bolts with the sandwich plate and put it to the side. Alright. So, for this middle one, if you don't do that while it's loose, now you want to do it now when it's snug to the frame. And it's a little offset. You have to jack it back up a little bit. Use your hand, push, lean it just a little bit, and try to catch threads. That's all. Now, because you have it jacked up, it makes it easier to tighten. Yeah. Torque these all down. Get the battery tray back in. Air cleaner assembly. Bada boom, bada bam. So now you just focus on the bottom, tighten up all those fasteners that go through the K-frame, K-member, subframe, and just double check your work. Ground straps are back, da-da-da-da-da. So snug these up. Double check our torque. Next one. Here I am, trying to check the air box. These bolts be snapping and they're 8s. I only have 2 holding this thing. I only got 2. Now I'm down to 1. And doesn't it just clamp in there, like clip in? Because why I gotta be screwed down like that? That's weird. Alright, I'm down to 1. Guess I gotta find a way to get the following threads out, or just buy new screws and bolt it in there. Alright, cool. Whatever. Not too bad. Had to clean this out. Lots of leaves, lots of dust. Luckily nobody owns it, so I'll just set everything back, work on the bottom end.